process as soon as the storm is over.
With the reopening of this road, visitors and residents now have full access to their homes and local businesses.
Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid being made in somebody's garage or their home, not controlled. It's 50 times more powerful than heroin and 100 times more powerful than morphine.
Stop the Void is a California nonprofit corporation dedicated to educating and raising awareness in our communities about the scourge of fentanyl. We started this organization because I lost my own son, Daniel Puerta, who was only 16 and a half years old when he passed away due to fentanyl poisoning. Due to the stigma of addiction and overdose, most parents feel that this could never happen to them. And I'm truly sorry, but it can.
San Bernardino County started with the Fentanyl Doesn't Care, But We Do campaign. Fentanyl doesn't care if you're a mother, a father, a son, a daughter, a coworker, a friend. It just doesn't care. But we do in the county of San Bernardino, and that's why we created this campaign to bring awareness to the community.
San Bernardino County and Stop the Void have partnered together. Come to San Bernardino County website, Department of Behavioral Health, look at all the resources that they have, and make sure that you speak to your children. Numbers just came out for 2022, and it's north of 109,800 drug deaths in the United States. Roughly 77% of all of those drug deaths were due to fentanyl. This is why this message and this campaign is so, so important. If you think that it can't happen to you, think twice.
San Bernardino County's Land Use Services has now made it even easier for you to schedule your on-site, virtual, and self-inspections. It's called Easy Inspect, and it's a new mobile app available on the App Store and Google Play. Built with both contractors and homeowners in mind, Easy Inspect is an easy-to-use tool for viewing all of your eligible inspections right from your phone. You can schedule one or multiple inspections at your fingertips. For any additional help using Easy Inspect, visit easyinspect.sbcounty.gov or call 800-637-6655.
As we look at this monument, may we reflect on the memories and lessons of each very precious life, because it is this, our shared story, with all its pain and tragedy, that binds us together as a diverse community of people around our county today, and even with those around our world. May this curtain of courage represent to you that we choose to join you in honoring the lives of your loved ones, our loved ones, and we'll never forget them.
December 2nd, 2015 was an unimaginable day for all of us. 14 people we loved were taken away from us on that day. Our employees were spiritually and physically wounded. It changed us all forever. Following the attack, the Board of Supervisors formed a memorial committee made up of family members, survivors, first responders, and county staff, so we could build something that would stand forever as a testament to our commitment never to forget.
The Curtain of Courage is a place for us, one of mourning, but also we want it to be a celebration of life, akin to a small set of chapels, each signifying an individual loss, but creating a place that marks this day and time.
And today, we're here to honor the memories of those that succumbed during that day, but also to honor those that are with us today and their families that move forward. To be able to see this curtain of courage gives us all in San Bernardino County, the state and the nation, the courage to move forward.
In 2018, almost 3 years after the attack, the San Bernardino County December 2nd Legacy Report was published. It was intended to be a publicly available resource for communities and organizations that must respond and recover from similar situations. Already, that report is helping other families and other communities learn from your experience.
The way you sort your trash may be changing. Did you know organic waste that ends up in California's landfills makes up 20% of the state's methane gas emissions? Organic waste includes items such as food waste, like leftovers, bones, shells, peels, and pits. Food-soiled paper products such as paper towels, napkins, and pizza boxes. And yard waste such as grass clippings, leaves, and twigs. That's why jurisdictions throughout California, including the unincorporated areas of San Bernardino County, are now required to implement Senate Bill 1383, the new statewide plan to reduce methane gas emissions. If you live or work in an unincorporated area of San Bernardino County, you may be required to subscribe to waste, recycling, and organic recycling services in 2023. The county is dedicated to keeping residents and businesses of the unincorporated areas informed about this new state law and how it affects our communities before any changes take place.
Code enforcement's mission is to ensure compliance with county codes and state laws, to create safe, attractive communities that improve the quality of life of residents.
County Code Enforcement has several special programs: illegal dumping, community cleanup, graffiti abatement, fire hazard abatement, off-highway vehicle enforcement, cannabis enforcement, and of course our traditional code enforcement program.
Code enforcement benefits residents through our goal of leaving people better than we found them, by leaving them safer because we have addressed unpermitted construction that could affect the occupants, or by improving blighted conditions that affect not only the occupants, but the community.
My role in code enforcement is to ensure that residents of San Bernardino County are following the rules and the ordinances, talking with the public more one-on-one, helping them learn the ordinances, but also talking to them as though we're neighbors, because we need to make sure that San Bernardino County is a good place to live, a good place to work, and be a beautiful place for the residents.
Our code enforcement team continues to grow. We're working on some initiatives that are going to expand services and create new programs that will help our county residents.
I'm very pleased with them always. I've dealt with them for a good 30 years now. There's reasons for the code enforcement, and we want our city safe, and you can see when you don't have the codes what you get.
I became homeless back in 2008. I lost my sister. Then I lost my mom. I went under depression. I was really sick. I couldn't walk.
Sarah, we met in late 2019. She was living in front of businesses along the street. We gave her some information and linked her with a post team and inroads for temporary transitional housing motel assistance.
So I think it's important collaborating with all the departments involved, because sometimes there's a situation where we'll have to gather together and just think outside the box how we could help that person out.
Inroads stands for Innovative Remote On-Site Assistance Delivery Service. From the time that I just recently had met her on the streets to today, she's so much happier, healthier, and is working towards getting her own apartment now.
We go to where the client is and taking the resources directly to them. And it helps build that bridge for success.
I don't want to be homeless anymore, and I thank the county staff and team that helped me through this. Thank you guys, and God bless you.
ARMC just received Level 1 Trauma Center verification by the American College of Surgeons.
It means that all of these services at the hospital are able to work together in a timely fashion to take a patient from the doorway to the definitive care place. We were Level 2 prior to this. By achieving Level 1 status, we've become a center that doesn't have to transfer any patients out to provide life-saving care.
It is well known as the county hospital that serves the Inland Empire region with high-quality medical care, but also a great place to train future physicians and future nurses.
We developed a program, actually just a partnership with our local hospitals to go out and teach them about trauma. It's a phone call, and then we'll set a classroom for their physicians and ER nurses, and we're more than happy to go and provide this education, because our goal is to provide optimal care for all of our patients, not only in our hospital, but in the outside hospitals as well.
So I think having education in addition to being able to deliver high quality care, that's what I think makes this hospital a very special place.
San Bernardino County has always been the biggest, and once again, we're the best. Under the Board of Supervisors' visionary leadership, we earned an incredible 160 Achievement Awards from the National Association of Counties in 2023, winning more than any other county for the second year in a row. There are more than 3,000 counties in the United States, and San Bernardino County continues to stand above them all in terms of accolades for innovation, efficiency, and public service. This year, we were honored for streamlining staff training for our homeless point-in-time count, hosting 32 animal adoption events leading to more than 1,600 pet adoptions, making building inspections easier, keeping residents well-informed and safe following the El Dorado flood, teaching children the importance of good oral health, providing reentry support to vulnerable clients following incarceration, enabling local job seekers to succeed in their careers, increasing access to healthy foods for county residents, unveiling our Curtain of Courage Memorial. And this is just a sample of the 160 national awards that San Bernardino County earned for the services we provide to our residents and visitors. Thank you to our county employees for making this recognition possible.
Hi, my name is Angel. I am an enrichment specialist here at the San Bernardino County, specifically at the War Animal Shelter. For the whole day, I get to spend time and walk them, feed them, and play with them, and just improve their quality of life. I do enjoy being around animals. I grew up with them. I have had dogs my whole life, and cats as well. First thing I do, I normally just clean the play yard or the cattery room for the cats and dogs. And then I'll check my list to see what dogs are available to do enrichments. From there, I'm just taking one by one throughout the 10 hours that I work here. And I just spend time with them, feed them, play with them, walk them. But since right now it's summer, it's very hot, so we just play in the play yard and we're at the pool out there. What I like is that I meet new pets every day. I bond with them, make them adoptable, and find them a new home. Especially when it comes to aggressive or shy dogs. They typically change when we provide these enrichments for them. Once they do get adopted, that's the best feeling. When you make a difference, such as changing their personality, they're gonna be adopted one day just because they're a happy animal. What makes me happy being working with this staff is that our main goal is to get these animals adopted. If you just love being around animals, this is the perfect job for you as well.
I personally always play ball with Levi. Cody always plays ball with Nolan. And then we have Sonia, who is upset if she doesn't get two buddies. There will be special requests on the field, like, no, you're my buddy, and then sometimes they get in arguments. And Miracle League is a baseball league for people with special needs. Our role is to go down there and be their buddy. Whatever they need, help getting around the bases because they're in a wheelchair, assistance hitting the ball, throwing the ball. It's our job to make sure that nobody gets hurt. Everybody there is just having a good time. Both teams are rooting for each other. There's really no competition. There's no outs. Everybody's just there to have fun. It's just a really neat program to be a part of. 6 o'clock is game time. They'll do a national anthem. We buddy up with our players. Sometimes you have no choice in the matter. They come up to you and you are my buddy.
You want to be my
Absolutely.
buddy? Tyler? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to call this meeting to order. I would also like to acknowledge the High Desert and Joshua Tree video conferencing sites, and thank you all for joining us. Just as a reminder for our agenda today, we will go through our regular consent calendar. We have one discussion item before item number 80. If we finish before 11:30, I will recess temporarily, and then we will have a hard start at 11:30 for agenda item number 80. So if you're here for that, I will take public comment on item 80 after 11:30 when we start at 11:30 on that item. So we will begin right now with our Pledge of Allegiance and invocation, which will be presented by the 4th District.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. It's my great pleasure to introduce Councilmember Brian Joes, who was appointed to the City of Chino Hills Council on August 14, 2017. After fulfilling his appointment term, he was elected to a 4-year term on the City Council in November 2018 and again in 2022. He served as represents the 4th District or District 4 in the City of Chino Hills, which we got the 4 numbers collectively together, and served his first term as mayor in 2021. Prior to being elected to the City Council, Brian was elected to the Chino Valley Fire District Board of Directors in 2013 and 15, and served as president of the board in 2016. Brian and his wife, Libby, have been married 19 years. They have 2 wonderful children, Stefan and Anna. Happy to call them friends, and thank you for joining us here today, Brian.
Thank you, Supervisor Hackman, and thank you, Board of Supervisors, for allowing me to lead us in prayer and the invocation. So if you wouldn't mind joining me, let us pray. Lord, after we've just had the 8th anniversary of the December 2nd attack, please let us lift up all of those that we lost that day and those that are left to pick up the pieces. The holidays can certainly be a struggle, and to see that open spot at events and at your table and in your office, please give us that divine strength to carry forward and to carry out their memory. And also, Lord, please protect our men and women that serve and protect the residents of San Bernardino County. This holiday season, there will be a lot of times where they're not able to make family events, and please ensure that they do come back after their shifts are done. So in this we pray, in Jesus' name, amen. And please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brian. We will now move on to our memorial adjournments. Vice Chair Cook.
Nothing.
Supervisor Hagman. Supervisor Baca. Supervisor Armendariz. All right, now we will move on to presentations. We have quite a few today. This morning, I would like to start by asking our Sheriff Dykes and Captain Porter with the Sheriff's Department, and specifically the Community Services Reentry Division, to come to the dais and give us a special presentation, please. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Chair Rao and board members. Thank you for allowing us here to be here this morning. The Sheriff's Department does a lot of things, and everybody tends to think we just do enforcement. And the reality is with a lot of the social issues that we're dealing with today, we've morphed with the HOPE team and things we're doing inside of corrections, and that's what's being showcased today. We're taking care of people and trying to stand them back up on their 2 feet so that they can go out and do great and wonderful things in their lives, and at the end of the day, be productive citizens. The Community Resource and Services Division is the sheriff's arm for doing that type of business. I couldn't be more proud, and thank you for allowing us to showcase this program today.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I can't tell if this works, so I'll assume it does. Yes, thank you to everybody for having us here today, to the board, the CEO's office. You've all been so supportive of our program. I'm very proud to be involved with a program that truly does what I think most of us came to this job for, which is to help people have a better shot at being successful, even the hardest to serve populations. And today we want to showcase and recognize the Faiths program, and we do have a video for that. I don't know if I have to play the video.
Gentlemen to your right are going to cue it up for you.
Thank you. The Sheriff's Department's Community Service and Reentry Division, CSRD, is responsible for services for justice-involved persons, those experiencing homelessness, mental health, and substance use disorders, and alternative to custody programs. Today, we would like to recognize the CSRD Inmate Services Unit, ISU, and the Faiths Through Care program. Faiths, the Family Attachment Interventions Through Healing Solutions Through Care program, is a unique partnership between the Sheriff's Department, California State University San Bernardino, California Baptist University Riverside, and Loma Linda University. The Faiths CSRD partnership allows for comprehensive, evidence-based rehabilitative programming to be delivered to the justice-involved population in a manner that benefits the county, our shared communities, and the clients we all work to serve. Let me tell you how. First, the county. Faiths brings as many as 30 upper division social science interns into the county's justice system to deliver supervised services to justice-involved persons at no cost to the county, saving taxpayers over $3 million every year in staffing costs. Next, our shared communities. Our interns come from 3 Inland Empire universities. Every intern receives real-world, dynamic practicum site training in a tough environment unlike any other in the area. Our interns leave better prepared and more capable as they complete their education and move into our shared communities and begin working as social workers, counselors, therapists, psychologists, and more. Finally, our clients. Faiths provide services to justice-involved persons, their families, and our communities. Because of the backing of major educational partners and the resources those partners bring, Faiths is able to respond to ever-changing community expectations, best practices in their fields, and develop and implement new pathways that are supported by educational and research communities. Frankly, the unique intern-driven model allows delivery of services that would likely be cost prohibitive if delivered by full-time paid staff. In July of 2023, the Faiths CSRD partnership was selected by the Council of State Governments and the U.S. Department of Justice to serve as a criminal justice mental health learning site. Faiths was one of only 10 programs across the country selected for this prestigious national level recognition. It's a stark reality that mental health and incarceration go together. Over 50% of our incarcerated population receives mental health treatment. Most have unresolved trauma that needs to be addressed, and many lack adequate reentry support systems. The Faiths CSRD partnership aims to address each of those concerns and holistically treat the individual rather than just addressing the incident that led to their incarceration. As a criminal justice mental health learning site, the Faiths CSRD partnership was recognized for using innovative practices to improve outcomes for people with behavioral health needs in the criminal justice system. All of us benefit from this recognition. It shines a light on just one bit of the great work done across San Bernardino County with this very hard to serve population. As the Council of State Government said, programs like Faiths are helping to move the needle with programming and interventions that span the criminal justice system. Faiths CSRD and San Bernardino County will now serve as a model for peer-to-peer learning and mentoring opportunities to programs nationwide. While we're still early in the rollout of what it means to be a learning site, we expect to provide our expertise, experiences, successes, and struggles with other agencies from across the country with the goal of bringing about positive change in criminal justice and rehabilitation at a national level. I couldn't be any more proud, and I would like to introduce you to the team that made this a reality for us.
In person.
Yes.
Wonderful. Just waiting to see if there's more coming on the video or not.
That was the teaser. I brought them along.
Sheriff and Captain, if you wouldn't mind bringing your team up, we will join you in the well for the introductions and photos.
Yes.
Thank you.
If I could just introduce them real quick, I will have Christopher stand up for a second. Christopher Vallejo is the Executive Director of Operations of the Faiths Through Care program. Evan. Dr. Evan Thomas is the Director of Reentry Operations for the Faiths Through Care program. Heather Beidler is our Inmate Program Coordinator. She is our county employee who oversees inmate programming. And then Lieutenant Ken White is my second in command. And thank you for the time this morning. It really means a lot to us.
Thank you. If you wouldn't all mind joining us in the well, and we'll take some photos. Thank you. Sheriff, we thank you and Captain Porter and your entire team for all that you do for our residents and our community. So thank you very much. Thank you. We have several other presentations that we will move on to now. So this morning I would like to begin with the unforgettables. If we have two representatives here that will join me up here. So the Unforgettables is an organization that recognizes that it's called December to Remember. The Unforgettables is a foundation that assists low-income families throughout Southern California that provides dignified interment for young children who have passed away. The foundation is celebrating its 25th anniversary and becoming a nonprofit and has assisted over 8,000 families with essential burial support. We thank them for all that they have done for our residents during very difficult times. So thank you on behalf of the County Board of Supervisors for all that you do and for joining us here today. Would you like to say a few words? Kevin, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Chair Rao, and thank you to the Board of Supervisors for this proclamation today. We're very happy to be here. I'm Kevin Tetley. I'm on the board of the Unforgettables. This is Monique Guerrero. She makes all of the things happen behind the scenes. She's kind of Tim's right-hand gal. We're just very grateful to be here, and it's a very special cause to me and very meaningful, and so thank you for the support and recognition today.
Thank you very much for coming today and for what you do. Thank you. Next, I would like to ask Judith Scott to join us. Good morning. We have a resolution that recognizes Judith for her retirement of over 26 years of service to our county. She has worked her entire career with Children and Family Services Department, stationed within the city of San Bernardino. So thank you for your dedication in advocating for our children and our communities, and we wish you a very happy retirement. Do you have any? If everybody on the second row would like to join us in the well for photos, please. She's giving you the look like you don't have a choice. Judy, thank you very much for all of your years of service, and we wish you well in retirement. Tim Seibert, if you'll join us. Good morning, Tim. Come on up. Super excited. This is a resolution recognizing Tim Seibert, who's retiring with more than 25 years of service to the county. He began his career with Jobs and Employment Services, Transitional Services Department in 1998. He began work with Child and Family Services Department in 2001 and spent the rest of his time there. We thank you for your leadership and your dedication to the children and families in our county, and congratulations on your retirement.
Thank you. It's been an absolutely blessing in my family to have worked for the County of San Bernardino for 25 years. Our lives have been changed immeasurably, and we've been able to accomplish so many things that we've done in our lives. And I'll have a nice retirement thanks to the county as well. The chance to make a difference in people's lives, to help children and families in the communities in San Bernardino County has just been outstanding. And it's just like one of those things. A wise man plants a tree whose shade he'll never enjoy. And I think that's kind of what we do in our work with Children and Family Services. Thank you for that opportunity, Jeannie. There you go.
Thank you very much. We appreciate all your years of service, and we are going to miss you. So thank you. I am jingling. All right. We will now move on to reports from our county council. Tom?
Thank you, Madam Chair. In J.A. et al. Versus County of San Bernardino et al., the Board of Supervisors voted 5-0 to appeal the district court's denial of qualified immunity, in this case alleging excessive use of force. In Arthur Momjon et al. Versus San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department et al., the Board of Supervisors voted 5-0 to file a cross-complaint against Arthur Momjon in this automobile accident case. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Luther, reports from our CEO.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I don't have anything to report this morning.
All right. We will move on to individual board member comments, starting with Vice Chair Cook.
I have none, thank you.
Supervisor Hagman?
Thank you, Madam Chair. And first of all, I just want to thank Brian for coming out and leading us in our prayer for us to all remember our December 2nd family for the entire county of San Bernardino. That was will always be in our hearts and minds for those members that were affected here in the county on that and their families. We have several fun events in December as well coming up. I want to say that we have our 4th District Open House on December 7th coming up here. So we're hoping that we're able to make it. On the December 9th, unfortunately, I'm going to miss it. It's my mayor from Chino's here. I want to announce that we have usually the Christmas parade going down on that day. I'll be at my Army drill that day. And on that note, it's also Army-Navy game on the same Saturday. And Colonel Cook and I have a side bet who's going to see who wins. And I just want to say I was very happy from the USC-UCLA games because all my SC friends had to wear the ugly UCLA shirts because we won. And, I'm still working on the chair on that one too. And then on December 15th, the Chino Hills will have their boat parade, which is, if you've never been to a land boat parade, that'll be fun to come out and see. So my council from Chino Hills and my city manager's here as well. That's a long tradition for Chino Hills to come out and visit that. So a lot of fun things in the 4th District going on. But I just want to make sure everyone stays happy and healthy during the holidays and safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Supervisor Baca.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. Just want to announce just a couple of events. This Saturday, they're having the YMCA parade here in the city of San Bernardino. I know that our mayor, Helen Tran, is here today, and it's a great event. So it's a great event. And this Thursday, we're having our holiday open house for the 5th District. It's actually right here in the building. So look forward to all of you coming out. I just want to comment. I know the faith group was here with the sheriff department. I had an opportunity to visit Glen Helen and see the great work they do and the great work they do to try to deal with recidivism. Some of the things they do, they didn't really highlight, but I think it's important that we highlight is that they try to get, a lot of training for our inmates to make sure they have culinary training. So when they get out of jail, they have an opportunity to seek employment and seek housing. I think those are important elements to highlight. The other thing to highlight is that they really try to unite families. So even when the inmates are incarcerated, they really try to unite their families and keep those kids, bonded with their parents. I think that's important. You got to realize at some point in time, these jail inmates are going to come out in our communities, and we got to do everything we can to try to make sure we get them the help they need. I just want to highlight two events. An opportunity to go to the CFS family adoption event. Over 1,000 people there. There was about 100 children that were adopted that day from ages 6 months to 17 years of age. And it's a great event put on by our CFS. And I just want to thank them for the event that they did. We even had a family come all the way out from Texas to San Bernardino County to adopt. Those are important things to highlight for our community. And just want to give a shout out to our San Bernardino County Superior Courts. They did adoptions on that day in Ontario, and it was just a wonderful event. And, and I too just, hearts go out to the families at the December 2nd event. I know there was a memorial here. I want to thank Madam Chair for attending that. I know that Luther was present, and it's just important that we continue to memorialize that day and remember that, our first responders did a lot during that time, the tragedies for those families, and I can still remember where I was when the event happened. I think we all do. So many blessings to the family. Have a great holiday season. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Supervisor Armendariz. All right, I want to thank all of our first responders, many of whom are in with us today. We've seen an uptick in violent crimes in our communities. Last Friday, we had a sheriff's sergeant who was shot in the leg and is expected to be okay. But it is a reminder that you all put your lives on the line for those of us and our residents, and we thank you for all that we do and that you do, and we recognize it is an incredibly difficult and challenging time out there. I'd like to thank our District Attorney, Jason Anderson, who attended a community meeting that I had to address a lot of the things that are going on with crime and how they're being prosecuted, and to thank Sheriff Shannon Dykes because I have an upcoming community meeting in Yucaipa that he will attend on January 16th to discuss the same type of issues. That's it for me. We will move on to our presentation of the agenda. Lena, do we have any additions or revisions?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, we have two changes for today's agenda. Item number 4 is being taken off calendar, and item number 16 is also being taken off calendar. So 4 and 16 are both off calendar. Those are all the changes I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Right now, we will move on to conflicts of interest that we need to disclose on any agenda items. Do any members of the board have any conflicts? I am the only one. I will like to disclose in an abundance of caution that I will abstain from item number 71 today. It is San Manuel's Band of Mission Indians donating $9,800. Oh, they donated $9,800 to my campaign on January 25th and an additional $1,200 on November 30th of this year. And this is unfortunate that I have to abstain from this because it is a very generous donation that they are making to the county, of which I will receive no benefit from it, but San Manuel is very graciously doing that. So I will abstain on that. And with that, I will take our consent calendars, which consists of items 2 through 78. And
I'll move it, Madam Chair.
thank you for the motion, Supervisor Hagman.
Second.
Supervisor Baca, second. Do we have any members wishing to pull an item from consent? Seeing none, I'll take public comment. And I have Garth Pazant as the only member wishing to speak. Good morning, Garth.
It's an honor to be before the San Bernardino Board of Supervisors. Item 2, I express thank you to Sheriff Dykes for the Community Service and Reentry Division for the Family Attachment Interventions through Healing Solutions Program. Prior to the program, which has not started yet, I've done 22 and a half years time in prison and state hospitals. As a result, I've been in 6,555,123 fights. Nonetheless, I won 3, and I'm still pretty.
Thank you, Garth. That is the only request to speak that I have. I do have a motion and a second, and I believe Supervisor Baca has some brief comments.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to highlight a few items that are on here I think are important. Item 28, which has to do with the county looking to invest and seek state dollars for a CFS campus. One of the challenges we have with our foster youth is having enough providers to have a place to put our foster youth as they, as they seek a home. So I just want to thank our department and CFS for going after the state dollars, and we'll continue to lobby our state legislators to make sure we have access to this money. I wanted to highlight item 41 was an investment for an RFP for Pacific Village, which is a big campus that we have here in San Bernardino. It's about 6.8 acres, and we're going to address behavioral health and substance abuse issues, a big issue that we need to deal with, and it could be a lot of regional support here for this item, so it's a great thing. The other thing, just for our Rosina Ranch community, we had the HOA bring up a concern for some of the parking. So on item 55, really want to thank Brendan Biggs, Luther, and the team for addressing these issues to make sure that our HOA and all the Rosina Ranch residents have their items addressed. And the last one, just more of a district issue, item 76. I want to thank the ARPA team for helping us with this investment. It's a $1.5 million investment in the Bloomington Parks District to put splash pads for our residents and our community. Just it's a great investment and reinvestment back into the county of San Bernardino. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. If we have no other comments, all those in favor? Aye. With the noted abstention on item 71 for me. Any opposed?
Thank you, Madam Chair. With that, the consent calendar passes. All in favor, with you abstaining from item 71. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our discussion calendar. Today, we will begin with item number 79, which is a public hearing to consider a change in the boundaries of the Valley Service Zone to include all properties within the city of Upland, being presented by Deputy Chief Scott Tuttle. Good morning, Scott. And I will officially open our public hearing.
Morning, Chair Rao, members of the board. Today, I'll be presenting a public hearing to consider change in the boundaries for the Valley Service Zone. By way of background, on July 11, 2017, the Board of Directors approved the reorganization and annexation of the City of Upland Fire Department into the San Bernardino County Fire Protection District. This action was subject to the Local Agency Formation Commission for San Bernardino County, completion of the protest process, and filing of a certificate of completion for LAFCO Proposal 3216. LAFCO's approval included the annexation of properties within the city into the district, its Valley Service Zone, its Service Zone FP5, and detachment from the city. It also included annexation of the properties within the unincorporated area of the county known as San Antonio Heights, which was already a part of the district, into Service Zone FP5. In the San Antonio Heights Association versus LAFCO case, an organization of residents challenged the actions approved under LAFCO Proposal 3216. On June 10th, 2019, the trial court issued the following rulings. The LAFCO annexation of the city into the district was valid. The LAFCO annexation of properties into Service Zone FP5 and the Valley Service Zone was not valid. The court noted in its decision that the district could change the boundaries of the Service Zone FP5 and the Valley Service Zone following the procedures identified in the Fire Protection District Law of 1987, which includes approval by the board. Prior district actions include, prior to the court decision on October 16, 2018, the board approved expansion of the Service Zone FP5 to include the city and the unincorporated San Antonio Heights area commencing the 2019 and 2020. The unincorporated region of San Antonio Heights was already included in the Valley Service Zone as part of the 2008 reorganization of the district and LAFCO Proposal 3000. The Valley Service Zone boundaries were not updated to reflect the city as part of this zone to be consistent with LAFCO 3216. On October 24th, 2023, the board adopted a resolution to initiate the proceedings to consider a change in the boundaries of the Valley Service Zone to include all properties within the city and scheduled a public hearing on December 5th, 2023. In summary, this item is presented in order to align the Valley Service Zone boundaries with LAFCO Proposal 3216. This action will not change the amount of taxes paid by the property owners, as the Valley Service Zone does not include a special tax. It simply expands the boundaries of the Service Zone, the Valley Service Zone, and map to include the properties within the valley, or within the city. Recommendations: acting as the governing body of the San Bernardino County Fire Protection District, conduct a public hearing and make the following actions. 1, consider a change in the boundaries of the Valley Service Zone to include all properties within the city of Upland. The identified in Exhibit A, consistent with the Certificate of Completion for Local Agency Formation Commission for San Bernardino County, Proposal LAFCO 3216, as well as any protests. And number 2, adopt a resolution that orders changes to the boundaries of the Valley Service Zone to include the properties described in Recommendation 1, consistent with the Certificate of Completion for Local Agency Formation Commission for San Bernardino County, Proposal LAFCO 3216. That concludes my presentation. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much for the presentation. I do not have any requests to speak on this item, so I will bring it back to the board to see if we have any questions or comments for Chief Tuttle. See none, I'll entertain a motion. Thank you, Vice Chair Cook for the motion and Supervisor Hagman for the second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Madam Chair, before we actually record
Oh,
that.
I'm going to close the public hearing. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. With that, this item passes. All in favor?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So a little out of order today, I'm going to take items of public comment for things that are not on our agenda today. Usually we do that at the very end of the meeting, but since we're going to take item 80 last, I'm going to move on to our general public comments. And I'm going to begin with Garth Pizant, who will be followed by Jane Hunt-Rubel.
Subject: Alliance for the Reparations, Reconciliation, and Truth Exploring Approaches based on the Task Force report recommendations at international, federal, regional, and municipal levels, narrowing the black-white racial gaps in home ownership and wealth requiring strong action at the federal level. Affordable financing institutions is not the remedy to the Black Americans' problem. The whites are a minute fraction of the Black America plight. Almost every nation whom entered the United States of America hate the black man. Equal opportunity employment and fair enterprise will benefit the Black American. The reparation approach must include taxing all nationalities whom enter the United States of America at a rate equivalent to 50% of their gross income, rich and poor, on behalf of black families, retroactive 336 years up to the end of this system of things, climaxing at Armageddon. Time is of the essence, for when the Great Tribulation strikes, our reparations funds will not value at a smidgen of a piece of rice. State Senate Bill 1383, California's new composting law to Brandon Briggs, Public Works, please. Our governors and Jerry Villalobos for the Bureau of Sanitation, Monique Figueredo, and Jamie Renee Williams have each lost all moral sense. It is demanded that our county administrators use their legal resources to pursue the state in district courts. We must challenge SB 1383 to not comply, thereafter file writ of habeas corpus, then file suit if maliciously prosecuted. Solid waste is equivalent to feces. One dumps feces and not store it. Let the perpetrators designing the bill come up with their own resources to compost, not force the task on taxpayers and their funds. Information upon belief exists that China's Bank of America is ripping off our citizens of their bank accounts and real estate. A portion of the Anglo-American world power, a fraction of the Western Latina, along with the House Negroid, are in collusion with China. To solve this problem, we must eliminate business first with China in the United States, then eliminate those who have betrayed our country. The anointed of Jehovah has spoken, and I ain't a-joking.
Thank you, Garth. Jane Hunt-Rubel, who will be followed by Helen Tran.
Good morning, board members. First of all, I'd like to thank Baca and his staff members for really serving our community of Musqueam really well. And thank you for your recent meeting out in our community, Coffee with Joe. Really appreciated it. Hope we have many more. Anyway, I got some items here. I phoned your office about Burtec over a week ago, and they really responded well to it because since the trash pickup on the items, you know, green waste items, and I have usually that's the most I have is green waste items out there. So they usually pick it up late at night for the past 3 weeks before I called you guys. They were picking it up not even at 6 at night, but waiting until the next day. And that went on for 3 weeks. I finally phoned your office and I said, this is no good because I got a notice from the county for weed abatement, first ever. And so I was out there working in my yard for 3 weeks, pulling stuff out by hand. And they responded. They've been picking it up ever since I complained to your office about it. They've been picking it up at like between 8 and 9 in the morning, which I really appreciate. So anyway, I'd like to thank you for that. And also your task force about the off-road vehicles and the speeding out there. It's gotten really bad again, especially on Sundays. Sunday afternoons, it's just ridiculous out there. And I don't know who to call on Sunday afternoons because they have races up and down the street and you hear those off-road vehicles all the time. But it's mostly usually now on Sundays. And I'd like to ask your office, who do I call? The Highway Patrol or the Sheriff Department? Because it's getting to be a real problem. Another remedy that would help it is to have cameras on not all the streets, but up on the posts so you can actually catch them. And I hopefully, if you catch these people doing that speeding and you confiscate their vehicles, that would stop them cold. So that's about the only thing I'd like to complain about. But other than that, you've been doing an excellent job. So has the Sheriff Department and County Fire. I love them also. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Next up, we have Helen Tran. Apparently that was put in wrong. She's here for item number 80. So we will move on to Warren Hilton, who will be followed by Jessica Chavez-Hardy.
Go ahead, sir.
Are we ready to go?
Yes, sir. You will have 3 minutes. Please begin.
My complaint is against Mrs. Rowe because I've been trying to make an appointment with her for over a year. Her assistants tell me they can't see me and she won't see me. This is about the County of San Bernardino violation of my Second Amendment rights and also a violation of harassment and intimidation as senior citizen in Lido Creek, California. I've been trying to resolve this problem for 5 years, but the code enforcement continues to harass me. I have written commentations from my neighbors, and I also have written stuff from the head of the Land Use Services, Mr. Wardlaw. But yet, code enforcement is still making me pay a lot of money for a patio cover I built 15 years ago. So I'd like to be able to meet with her office and ask her for her permission and see her.
We are not allowed to engage back on general item comments. So if you would like, you can see the deputies that are standing right there. They can help you.
So you're saying no?
If you're done with your 3 minutes, I will move on to the next speaker.
I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Jessica Chavez-Hardy, who will be followed by Veronica.
Hello, my name is Jessica Chavez-Hardy. I have CPS and CFS. My kid's been taken away since 2020. 2 years ago, two of my kids in the foster home have gotten raped by another foster child. The caregiver works from home. The caregiver is there 24/7, along with other people in the house, other adults. And this has been going on for about 6 months. My daughter was 6 and my son was 8. and they're still remaining in that home. I don't understand why they're not taken out of that home. They're saying the caregiver is a wonderful mother to adopt them. I have done everything CPS has asked me to do. They're trying to sweep it under the rug, I feel. The judge on the case, she just came in last year on my case, and she let a inmate sheriff officer. So if she has a bad judgment on that, what makes you think she has a good judgment? It's stay if they come back to me, or who's taking care of them. It's been a lot. It's been a lot on my kids. I have 7 kids, and they took away my services for no reason. And I see my kids, and sets in one home instead of 5 in the other home. And my kids see each other once a month. And I have talked to